So it's Micheál O'Connell here, reporting from another photography-oriented exhibition, this time at Cubitt and West space. First of all, we got some graphic designs organized in a sort of grid fashion, but as you move along, you get to see the key artifacts, which are these photographs, mostly of the internals, but also the externals of housing, spaces, with, quite expensive prices attached to these artworks. Beautifully lit in a certain kind of way. A lot of effort's gone into the detail and being meticulous here. And this is a quite popular exhibition. People can view it from the outside as well as from the inside, unusually. Typically people would look at art exhibitions and spaces from the inside of a gallery. They would stand and look at the walls and see pictures or sculptural items as they were laid out in the gallery space. But with Cubitt and West's gallery, Cubitt and West's project space in fact, you've got a number of other options. I would say that there's something deliberately repetitive. Obviously the grid formation is a classic, something loved by modernism, and which still has a lot of influence and experience today. You can see that inside the space you've got the invigilators and curators busily at work, obviously involving themselves in responding to queries, dealing with sales and so on. I'm not that convinced personally by the layouts. I've seen a lot of exhibitions of this nature, precisely this nature in fact, and there's something, dare I say it, boring about the way the work is presented. As if to emphasize what I've just said, I could point my camera at another exhibition of this type across the road at the Homelets exhibition space. Now obviously things are not quite in focus, but that's not something to worry about. You get the idea. Not sure if there's much more I can say about this. I guess price gets in the way. Interestingly, the artists in this case have actually positioned the price and embedded it in the work itself. So there's something that might be worth considering. Within each of the rectangles there's also a tendency to follow a formula, and that can be amusing, it can be interesting, it can be similar in a way to the objective photography approach, which was promoted by the Becher duo in the 20th century as a response to the over-expressive nature of artistic activity in the early 20th century, and the sort of tacit suggestion that that kind of connected with fascism and so on. But I must admit there are a range of kind of different images that, certainly classic Renaissance style techniques of layout and methods of constructing the works and of composing the images have not really been considered. It's almost as if these were functional photographs. Some very eerie and kind of strange landscapes, both external and internal, being depicted here. This one's got a sort of caged housing or residential, but potentially even a prison cell. It's difficult to say, with an appropriately black coloured door. And inside there are other works obviously which you can just look at, and if you care to enter the gallery, which you don't have to because there's so much on offer through the windows and on the outside too. So that's it. That's my short report here from Cubitt and West, the project space, one of the many project spaces in this area. It's kind of a hotbed, a bit of a Hoxton or an East London, a kind of, and here we are in Brighton and Hove on the south coast with a similar sort of vibrancy, a similar sort of atmosphere emerging.